Chapter 4. The Prince's Troubles Begin. Several hours passed before the little prince was left in peace by the crowd. He was terribly tired and wanted to rest a little, but he did not know where he was. He looked about him and knew he was in the city of London. That was all he knew. But he could not tell what part of the city he was in. He walked on for some time, then rested for a few moments, and then again began to walk. Soon he came to a square where he saw a crowd of boys who were running, jumping, playing ball, and other games. When they saw the prince, they stopped playing and gathered round him. One of the boys asked him, "Who are you, and what do you want here?" "I am Edward, Prince of Wales," answered the prince, "and I want to ask you the way to the king's palace." A loud laughter was the answer to his words. "I am the prince, and you mustn't laugh when I speak to you." These words brought a storm of laughter. The boy who was the first to speak to him shouted to his comrades, "You pigs, you slaves of the king, his father, where are your manners? Down on your knees, all of you, before his highness and his royal rags." All of them fell on their knees before Edward. For them it was like playing a game. They laughed and bowed mockingly. The prince pushed the nearest boy with his foot and said angrily, "Take this for today, and tomorrow morning I shall hang all of you." Well, this was not a game. The laughter stopped at once. The boys were also angry now. Some of the boys shouted, "Do you think you can push us with your foot? You are going to be sorry for that. Where are our dogs?" In a minute, the boys started beating him, and the dog's teeth were cutting his arms and legs. When they finished beating him and went away, the prince felt terribly unhappy. He thought he could not walk, so tired he was, and he had many bruises on his body. He did not know the part of the city he was in. He thought, "I must find awful court. When I find it, Tom's parents will take me to the palace, and everything will be well." The wind rose, and it began raining. The prince was cold now. He walked on and on. Suddenly, a big drunken man caught him by the collar and shouted, "Why are you out so late at night? And today you haven't brought me any money. If I do not break your legs and arms, then I am not John Canty, your father." "Are you John Canty? Is that so? Are you really his father? How glad I am. Hurry up now. Lead me to the palace and take your son Tom home." "My son? What do you mean? If you are not my son, I don't know who is then." "Oh, please, please," said the poor prince. "Let us hurry. I'm so tired. When you take me to the king, my father, he will give you so much money that you will become quite rich. Please believe me, I ask you. I'm really Edward, Prince of Wales." The man was surprised. He looked at the prince for a moment, then said, "Mad, quite mad." He seized him by his collar once more and said with a laugh, "Mad or no mad, I am your father, and you will remember me after a hard whipping." He dragged Edward away, and the poor prince could not do anything. He was quite helpless.